This podcast may contain paid advertisements, but more on that later. Welcome to the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, your go-to resource for unraveling the intricacies of business and leadership, honing in on the essence of bootstrapping a business from scratch. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur, a dedicated bootstrapper, or a leader navigating life's various challenges, this podcast is crafted just for you. I'm Isaiah O'Connor, your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, and my mission is to guide you towards personal and professional growth. Let's embark on this journey together. Now, with new episodes dropping weekly, I want to welcome you to the Remastered series, your chance to catch up on the journey so far. Here's one from the archives I think you'll enjoy. Today, I'm going to be deconstructing passion. You see, I'm a fan of Mike Rowe, and I saw a video where he was talking about various people he met when he was hosting the show Dirty Jobs. If you don't know what Dirty Jobs is or who Mike Rowe is, look him up. He's a really good guy. I like him. Anyway, he said something about passion, which caught my attention and made me really think. And that was, when we talked to all these people, they seemed to be able to be passionate about doing things that made no sense, doing things like cleaning out septic tanks. They were passionate about cleaning out septic tanks. A little strange, but that's what he found. He realized something, and this is the point he hit home, which was, he said that you don't need to follow your passion, but what you need to do is bring your passion with you to whatever job you do. Now, that makes a lot of sense, but it also made me really think about what he said a lot, quite a few days actually. And it's because in one of my very first episodes, I wrote this, that when you're focused on your career, when you're looking into your career, one of the questions you need to ask goes along these lines, which is, what am I passionate about? Or what can I become passionate about? Now, my advice seems to be in conflict with Mike Rowe's advice. I'm saying, looking at your career, looking for the things you are passionate about or want to be or can become passionate about. And Mike Rowe says, don't follow your passion, but bring your passion. Well, that seems to be a bit of a conflict there. Now, Mike Rowe is a very intelligent guy. He has a lot of wisdom, and I have a lot of respect for him. And because of this, I did not take what he says lightly. And so I took the time to think it over, ponder it, and try to figure out if there was an exact conflict or no. And if there was a conflict, well, was I correct or was he correct? I came to the conclusion that there was not actually a conflict. Well, if you notice, the second part of my statement was, what can I become passionate about? The key word there is become. Now, in all honesty, I think that you can become passionate about anything you choose to become passionate about, as long as that thing that you want to become passionate about does not conflict with your core belief systems. Now, as an example, I really do not foresee a vegetarian member of PETA becoming passionate about running a cattle farm for slaughter. I don't think they could ever really become passionate about a cattle ranch, not farm, ranch. Now, that is as long as they remain vegetarians and passionate about animals as they were when they joined PETA. Now, a person's worldview and belief system can change over time. And if your views change, well, then so can your passions. Again, giving you a choice of what you want to become passionate about. Now, I can give you a little bit of an example in my own life as well. In the balloon world, there are two main styles of balloon artists. You have balloon twisters, the guys most people think of when they think of a balloon artist, the guy who makes the balloon dog and the hat and the sword and the kitty cat for the animals at the birthday party, sometimes with or without a clown suit. You have a balloon twister. Now, then you have balloon decorators who use a large amount of balloons, quite often stacked up together in some form or figure to create really large, eye-catching decor. Probably one of the most well-known ones is a giant balloon arch in front of a mall for grand opening or something like that. And then, of course, you have people that do a little bit of both, which is where I land, doing a little bit of decor and twisting in between. Now, I started off my business as a balloon twister, and I really did not see a point in doing decor, and I thought it looked rather simple. That doesn't take too much to do. I can do that. Little did I know. But even with this attitude, I still appreciated the art form. But then I kept getting client after client after client asking, hey, it's really nice that you can make balloon animals, but can you do decor as well? And after quite a few times of having to say no to clients, including very large clients, I decided maybe I should learn how to do this decor stuff. So I took a DVD course and passed the course, went in the final exam, passed that, and started doing balloon decor, and found not only was it not as bad as I thought, but I started to like it to the point of now I like it more than I like doing the balloon twisting, which is kind of weird. I didn't expect that, and now I'm pretty passionate about making balloon decor. And with my twisting experience, I can make really cool balloon decor that mixes both elements, which is really fun. But that's a passion that I did not expect to have, but I became passionate about. Now, out of that grew what I'm doing now. You see, starting my own business, learning the ropes, reading tons of business books, etc., is what brought me to taking my already existing passion of teaching and training and helping people out and writing, and taking this passion for helping and this new understanding of business to create this blog and this podcast that I do now. So again, these were kind of sort of linked together, but not really. But I've become passionate about something else. So you can become passionate about anything if you decide that's something you want to pursue. And you can actually develop a talent for anything you want to if you decide to. I know some people will think that sounds odd since you're born with the talents you already have. Or are you? I just found some research that says that perhaps you're not always born with set talents, but you can learn them. And I'm actually going to be discussing that on a later episode. Now, let's go back to Mike Rowe and the original question. Should you bring your passion with you, or should you look for something you can become passionate about? So, who's right? Well, first of all, I think that in context, what I said about being passionate about what you do is very important, because in that context, it was if you're looking for an industry to go to work in and you're just chasing money, and that's all you want, then that's going to backfire. Yeah, you might be successful, but it might blow up in your face, or you'll find yourself miserable even though you have a lot of money because you hate your job. I've seen that time and time again. So that's one thing. You don't want to get a job just for the money. But sure, you're probably saying, well, you can chase a job for the money and then just bring passion with you. Sure, you can. But it won't be the same, I don't think. Now, does that mean I'm right and Mike Rowe is wrong? No. I think Mike Rowe is absolutely right about bringing your passion. And I think I'm absolutely right about trying to find your passion or something you can become passionate about. So again, Mike's right and I'm right. We're non-conflict, but there's yet still a difference. And how do you reconcile that difference? And that difference is a difference of emphasis rather than a difference of opinion. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we'll start with me. I'm an advocate and a supporter of entrepreneurs, people wanting to and willing to take the risk to jump out and start on their own, especially the bootstrappers that they're going to start from the ground up. They're going to pull themselves up by the bootstraps and they're going to work really, really hard. Now, do I think everyone needs to be an entrepreneur? No, of course not. Not everyone should be or really has the personality to be an entrepreneur either. Now, that's another one for another episode. Should you or should you not be an entrepreneur? That's another episode altogether. I'm turning into Alton Brown. Anyway, so I'll touch on that subject later. Now, Mike Rowe, he's a champion of the Everman. He's there to help people find good paying jobs in the trades, help learn the skills they need without having to go to a 4-year college to get a degree, but to get the practical training to go out and do things like weld and build houses and be a plumber. All these things so that they can succeed in life. That's his focus. And when you're doing something like that, yeah, you might need to feed a family and looking around for a job and you need the money and you look around and go, hey, there's a welding job. It's not glamorous, but it pays okay. So I'll go to that job. Well, if you're going to do that and learn how to be a welder so that you can get a decent income and feed your family, then you need to bring your passion with you so you can become excited about welding and do a good job. Now, that doesn't mean you went to the job because you wanted the best job, the most exciting, glamorous job to make all the money. These are not jobs that you take out of greed, out of avarice. These are jobs you take because you need to feed your family and they pay well. And I think that's kind of the attitude. There's an attitude, a heart issue there. So if you're taking one of these jobs and saying, I got to feed my family, this pays well, then let's be passionate about it and do it well. And I've seen that work. Matter of fact, it's been my experience that every person that I've ever worked with growing up that had brought their passion with them into the job, where they took ownership, where they showed excellence, where they did their best at the job and they got really excited about the job they were doing, even when it was just working in a video game arcade, they went on to be able to be passionate about other things. And just as a direct example, when I worked in the arcade, there was me, Jason, this is where we met, and his brother and his cousin and a couple other people that went through and worked there. And the people who got very passionate about that and worked really, really hard, they're all doing well. One guy's like the IT guy of a major company, like the IT director, something I can't remember all the details, but they're all doing really well. Now, there was other people we worked with that didn't bring their passion with them in that same sense of bringing it with. Some of them just liked the job and they thought it was cool. I mean, it's an arcade, play video games all day, not all day, but any time off, etc. But they didn't have any real passion for anything, and don't really know where they are now. But a lot of them were just kind of there for quite some time. Didn't really do much, go anywhere. Not that they were bad people, but they just didn't have that passion there to start with. So you need it in these jobs, and it's actually a good indicator that if you can bring your passion with you, you might be able to go on into the workforce, into a different job, into an entrepreneurial position, and do incredible work. Or go into a non-entrepreneurial job and succeed there. So it's a great indicator of success. Now, with Mike Rowe, well, bringing your passion with you and learning how to weld does not exclude you from becoming an entrepreneur. You can start up your own welding company, or become a construction guy and become a contractor. My cousin works as a contractor. His home is paid off, he makes good money, and his family's well taken care of. And I can pretty much guarantee he does not see himself as an entrepreneur. He's a contractor. He just goes out and works. He's his own boss. Doesn't have that same startup attitude, but still he's working for himself. Being an entrepreneur does not exclude you from working in the trades, not at all. So they're complementary. They don't go against each other. Let's wrap this up. Learning how to bring your passion with you, as Mike says, no matter what job you're doing, is a key skill to life, or in terms I like to use, it's another required secondary power, a power of being able to bring your passion with you. And this will help you become a successful entrepreneur and success in life in general. If today's episode added value to your day, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment and consider giving us a stellar 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform. Whether it's Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, or more. And remember, if you leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast, I will personally read it out in the next episode. To support the show, you can make a one-time gift by buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/bootstrap, donate through PayPal at paypal.me/IOCPOD, or make a contribution on our Patreon page at patreon.com/IOCPOD. Your support keeps the episodes coming. For even more content and exclusive perks, join our Patreon community at patreon.com/IOCPod. Patrons enjoy ad-free episodes, access to our private Discord server, early content previews, and a lot more. And here's an exciting offer. Get your free trial of our $5 a month Bootstrapper Community Explorer tier. This exclusive tier grants you ad-free content, Discord server access, and early content previews. Join us and be part of the inner circle. If you're feeling more generous, those who join tiers $25 a month and up will have a chance to be a featured guest on this podcast. A massive thank you to Wintergotten for generously providing the incredible intro and outro music at no cost. We appreciate their support. Be sure to check out Wintergotten's amazing work on YouTube at youtube.com/@Wintergotten. Until next time, I'm your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor, signing off. This is the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, brought to you by Athos Business Solutions. For our companion podcast, the Athos Business Podcast, hosted by Jason St. Clair, along with past episodes and related blogs, visit our website at athos.com. That's ATHEOZ.com or theoz.com. Goodbye for now.